Excuse me. Hey, it's Love Bliss. I really do not like to talk politics, but I feel like it's kind of necessary these days because there is a very big failure going on in the system taking care of people. My current residence is Norway. A residence is the country Norway, and we are bragged up and about of how rich and how good we are, but I think that's a big lie. I see so many people struggle. It's like if you are a completely normal workaholic, then you're fine. Things is still quite expensive and you still have to pay for healthcare, which they say you don't, and all of that, but to say the least, like, it's been years since I've been battling suicidal thoughts of self-harming, and now I had to spend 15 days in a rehabilitation center out of 10 weeks they are trying to force me to, and this shit came back just because I have to open old wounds that I have like put on the shelf and feeling good about. I've been speaking with my closest friends. That's helped a lot, more than any psychologist in my entire life. I've been taken to psychologists since I was 8 years old, about 8 years old, yeah. And this is very much against my will, but if I do not do this, they call it voluntarily, but my life is sort of ruined if I do not do this. But I was told by my doctor that I was going to get help about 3 years ago. He said that they have used me as a throwing ball for way too long, and that time is to come to an end. He has seen me struggle for many years, but he also knows that I am competent. But not only are they arrogant when talking to you, like really, but they just reject both me and my doctor and my shrink time and time and time again. And I think the third time I did take them to court, I had a free lawyer. That's something they call it. But I'm not sure what it's called in English, but when you are declined the first time, you can, complain, and then they will take the cause up again. I could not take my cause up again after the second decline, because they said they were lacking documents, which is a big lie, and they were saying that the only way that I can do it is if I pay 30,000 Norwegian kroners. Like, I have that money. They know I don't have that money. So I was just screwed anyways. I know many that are going through sort of the same things. Very unreasonable declines. Like, it's extreme in this country. It's propaganda that we are the best country. Maybe every country here is the same, I have no idea, but this is sick stuff. They are throwing me in like a caged animal, in my opinion, calling me sick. Like, I don't have a problem with alcohol or cannabis. I do this because I want to, because I feel good effects from it. Since I came here, I have lost weight. I have grown a migraine that I've never felt before. I have trouble sleeping. People always are nagging about something. I really treasure freedom, and I really treasure human rights, like basic stuff. My voice matters, but it does not feel like that at all, because my doctor, me, and my shrink have been declined and declined and declined. And who declined it? Well, that's someone in the top of the regime in the system who has never even met me, never even talked to me, probably not even read all the papers. And the lawyers and the politicians, the police, the doctors, they're just like seeming to do their own thing. I feel like an object for scientific research, and I know many other people are feeling the same. And we got proof of it because they say, no, we won't do this to you. And then they do. They say, oh, I see you struggle, so you're not gonna have to pay this appointment. And then you get a fucking check in the mail. And the rules here are, if you have a very hard life situation, if you are unable to work, then you are going to get this help. My last time that I got declined, I was saying, okay, fuck off, you fucking system. And I got myself a job. After 2 days, they said, you have to quit that job. You belong to us. And they said, we have never said this to anyone before. And then they were like, if you are looking for houses here on internet, there is a website called fin.no. So I was searching there to find apartment. I got 3 to 4 apartments, and they all were sketchy people not delivering what they promised. So I signed the contract. I was supposed to get the key at one certain date, and they all like, no. They were just bullshitting. They were just out for money and very strange things. And one apartment I got that I gave to my best friend. That's like the good thing about that. But still, I wouldn't be homeless for 1.5 years if I would have moved into it myself. He probably would have found himself something else. But it's like a perfect place for him to live anyways. But when I came to the system to ask for help because I was getting tired, I moved about like 50 places in my life, I think. I can't count anymore. I'm 27, by the way. The one thing, I had 3 different appointments, 3 different people, and it was just to help me look at fin.no. And when they promised me both gold and green forests by admitting myself to their rehabilitation center or whatever, which I really didn't want to, and they know so well. They promised me that everything will be taken care of and such. And yeah, when I came here, I could finally search one of them communal apartments. I'm really not sure about that, but I probably have to take what I can because we are housing a lot of people from Ukraine right now. So that's just accepting the situation and sharing the goods. But I'm not against that. What I am against is that they said that this rehabilitation is the only thing I can do to receive the proper help and documentation for receiving that help in debt payment, in economics, and for me not to have it not to do anymore. I really hate them. They are not treating people good. I've been sleeping in a tent in the winter time. I was hungry, I was cold. I came in to charge my phone, and I asked for some food and I asked for some hot clothes, and they were like, no, we cannot give that to you. And I was feeling like a little shit. And I realized now that it's not really my fault that the system is that, but I have no idea why they are acting like that. And they said, yeah, the only way for me to pull through with this, which is very much discriminating, differential treatment, because I know so many people who was never forced to do the same. They say that complex post-traumatic stress disorder is no reason not to be able to work, but as soon as I got the job, they said, no, you're not gonna work, but they keep me on this work income, like that, like as if I am going to search for jobs all the time. But I am not. I am incapable of that at this point in my life. I have worked on elderly centers, I've worked in kindergarten, I've been a waitress. It was good, but I kept my emotions inside for so long that suddenly I hit the wall, and it has taken years of, like, the cure against trauma is building up good memories. And I was getting help by my best friend so very well and good in that. And it very much built my self-esteem, my self-image, my will to live, my motivation, my love for people. And I feel truly after these 15 days that half of it is gone, because now I have to open every single wound for them just so that they can write down and learn themselves. And I've done this so many times. And there are so many people struggling with the same. It's really unjust. It's really not fair. I have no idea why these people go to work every day and feel like they're helping people and feeling like they are morally good, because I don't see it. No, I don't. I feel forced. I feel like a caged animal. I feel like I have no voice. Nobody listens to it. They read their own books and they just write their perception of things. I mean, if many deaths, much disease, multiple rapes, misuse, mishandling, suicide attempts, murder attempt, all of these things is not trauma enough for them to respect that you should not put someone in a job position 9 to 5 every day because they might lose their fucking mind. And they have to keep someone in a room like where people always come in the door at night and during the day to anger. It's just really nagging me out and ripping out the heart of my chest in some way, because I don't understand. There are these black hairs coming around in my, like blanket. I have no dark hairs. It's so strange. But yeah, how is this just? How is this fair? Finally, like, overwinning suicidality for years, and then I come here and I get a migraine, I lose weight, I can't sleep, I'm bothered all the time. I hate the system more and more and more. Like, my respect is dropped, it's lost. I can't even answer their phone right now because they annoy the fucking shit life out of me. Not shit life, but shit and life. I don't know what to say. It sounds terrible, but it is terrible. 30,000 kroners for a free lawyer? That's a joke. That's a fucking... They just make people feel like worthless pieces of shits, and we are not. Who is the real pieces of shits? Those judging others and feeling better themselves because they are not the same? Or those realizing that we are not all the same and we should all just be respected for that? Because someone is a mechanic, someone is a fucking genius on the computer, someone is a singer, someone likes to make food. I like to help people when I can, to smile and cheer them up and share really good, experienced life advice. And I should not go cold and hungry and without a home just because I'm that different. I think if I had a child, I could, like, I would never wish for anyone to go through the same ways. And for myself also, now that I have self-respect and self-love, I feel like I deserve so much better, and everyone else does too, no matter what has been. The true thing is to repent of the mistakes, apologize, and own your shit. You can't do nothing about what was. Just like this beautiful gift I got from my mother. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift. But how is it a gift being living for everyone? I'm living for the highest good, but I'm not living my life after everyone else's opinions. That's just weak in my eyes. And I think that it's very important for people to think for themselves and to speak for themselves and to be listened to, to be heard and seen. And when the system is the quite opposite, like you can go to your doctor, they are very like easy to get prescription pills from. But as soon as you have a positive view on cannabis here in Norway, like it seems like we just stopped developing many years ago. Like it's so scary to implement something that is good for some people. One of my best friends was in a wheelchair. He got opioids and it didn't really help him, so he got Bedrocan, which is medical cannabis weed. He doesn't even get 1 gram a day, but he can walk with it. It's a wonder drug for very many things, like my eating and my sleeping, and I just love the taste of it now. Not what happened the first time I smoked, but after a while I grew to love the taste of weed, and it's part of my life. It's part of my lifestyle. I am very fond of that. People judge me so hard. I had this one uh, woman who rented an apartment out for me. She was kicking me out after 4 months because she knew I was positive for this. And she said she had a fucking reputation to take care of because she was, I don't even care. She helped people get houses. And her father worked in jail. He should never be in that job position because I've never, like, they locked themselves in, came to stand over me while I was sleeping in my bed, and they screamed at me that, how is it, they were doing their kitchen done, so I had not packed out 3 to 4 boxes in the living room. They were standing there so that when they were done, I could, like, get the interior correct for me. But they were hating me so bad. They put up a camera in front of my door and they locked themselves in multiple times. They gave me a warning. For what? And she eventually gave me a note from her doctor saying she was getting psychologically down with having me there. After 4 months, she's a weak bitch. And yeah, like my issues aren't in another amount or certain like degree. They call me crazy, but isn't that crazy? Just locking yourself into the people who are renting at your place and thinking that you own their private space or whatever. It's insane. And Norway does not want to cooperate with other countries politically or scientifically because obviously they have their own books to go by and they should have been updated tens of years ago at least. We know from the Netherlands, from Spain, from, I don't know, Denmark, many places, many people, how this helps people so much, and that it's not a criminal drug in those ways. It's just, yeah, you get a high. And many people who have ADHD and PTSD, they get a help in their dopamine and serotonin level, which is very important for a valuable life, like feeling good. That's the best of all. And they want to keep this from us, and they're serving alcohol in another way. Like, not everyone can take alcohol, but I'm pretty sure if everyone smoked herself a spliff, who would fucking fight? Who would bring the war to the table? I don't fucking get this. There's a big failure in the system, and I'm telling you, if you struggle with suicidal thoughts or suicidality yourself sometimes, just please use your voice, stand up for justice, and hang on that one day after one day after one day. And Eventually, you just surf through the waves in some way. I still have my superposition, but I'm very down about the way things is being done in this world and at this moment. I had years of good feelings, finally wanting to enjoy my life to the fullest. And I was thinking that maybe I could start volunteering at an elderly center like once a week or something, starting there. But then they are forcing me to get documented and rip up every single thing that has been. And it's bringing me down, obviously, it is. And I don't really think they are worth the time I am investing because this is costing more than it tastes. And I can't really do anything about it. It seems like they're like gunpoint, but not in those ways. But they say, if you don't do this, we won't feed you, we won't give you money to eat. That's what they did the first time. Now they are saying you won't get the help if you don't do this that you need. And then when I got in here, they fucking broke me because they said, oh, just remember, nothing is guaranteed. Everything we have like tried to get you in here for and all of that, well, nothing is certain, and just know that you are doing this for yourself. Bitch, what? I'm not doing this for myself. I'm forced to do this because there ain't any other alternative. And if I could only speak for myself in the court of law, I think that the judge would understand me. But I'm not even allowed in there because of this fucking system. What the fuck is good with this system? I get so depressed by thinking too much about this, but I know that I'm not alone, no matter if nobody sees this video, nobody comments. Like, I know I am speaking for more than myself, but I really hope there is a solution coming. I'm not hanging in there just to hang on, like, for everybody else. I wish the best, as I said, but I cannot live my life just because other people don't know better and they won't listen to good scientific research. They listen to their own research. They have asked like 100 Norwegians what they think and what they feel about it, and they don't even have the fucking experience with it. So obviously, there will be a lot of negative results and answers. It's so stupid. I feel like I'm embarrassed for being part of this system. And I really would love to move to another country, but my whole family is there and my friends, and it would suck to be that far away from them. But it would be better than going on the streets. Ah, shit's real. But please, if you are really struggling, just hang in there. Days will get better, but there is this circle, like the watch from balance. This is not balance, this is the bottom of the bottom. And we have to crawl our way up from there. But how does that help if everyone in the system only listens to themselves and each others and not the ones with the real experience and the true voice of what is correct about these things and situations? Bitch, what?